everybody, happy Wednesday, and I did nothing today. I went to work and then came home, and that was it. No cinema hunting, nothing came for me in the mail. Really a pretty uneventful day, but that's probably the way a lot of days are going to be coming up because of just the way my new work schedule is. I have to work more hours. I can't just randomly go out and hunt on my lunch breaks anymore. So I'm not getting home as early, so I don't necessarily have time to go out and hunt in the afternoons like I used to. I'm going to be working on Saturdays now during the day. So a lot of time being taken up by this new job, which is definitely cutting into my personal life, which I'm not so happy about. That's like the one major downfall of this job, if you ask me. It's the fact that it is definitely cutting into my personal life, my life outside work, and that's not so much fun. But anyway, it is what it is. So I kind of took some steps to help out with days like today, and I'm going to answer your questions. You guys may remember probably over a month ago, I asked you guys to ask me questions. Send them to questions@cinemasickness.com. You can ask me pretty much anything you want as long as it's cinema related. I'm going to try to keep these questions cinema related. And a lot of you guys asked me questions. I answered a few of them already, but a lot of them I hadn't got around to yet. And many of you guys have been asking me over and over and over again, when am I going to answer these questions? Well, I've been waiting for a day like today to come where I don't really have anything to show you guys cinema related, so we're going to answer some today. We're not going to answer them all. I like to keep a lot of these saved so I can get to them in later days, but we're going to answer at least some of them now. I do want to watch a movie tonight, so I will review that. But anyway, let's dive in. Got my laptop here in front of me. There we go. And let's start answering a few questions. So first question here, let's see, subjects to cinema sickness, and this is from Amara Kaila, Kaila. What is your favorite gangster movie? Thanks. I guess I would say, if you count this, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Is that considered a gangster movie? I think it is. It's a Guy Ritchie gangster movie. I would have to go with Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. That's one of the first movies I ever really got into. I remember that movie I think that movie was got really big right around when I first started getting into collecting movies, and I actually had a friend from college introduce me to it, and I just fell in love with it. It was one of the first times I watched a movie, and I was like, oh, that was so good. I was blown away. And I remember I immediately, I think I actually went out that day and bought it, if I remember correctly. I think we watched it, and then we went to the mall afterwards, and I bought it at the mall because I just loved it that much. So I'm going to go with, if you're counting it, and I'm going to count it, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels is my favorite gangster movie. I absolutely love it. Snatch is a really good one. So is Revolver, and so is Rock and Rolla, which, man, that's supposed to be a trilogy. I wish those other two movies would get made. I doubt they ever will. All right, next question here. This comes from Nick. Hello, nice idea for a new video. My question is, which European item is your most wanted, something you've been looking for years? Greetings, Nick. I really want that house set. It comes with all the house movies. I think it's like House 1, 2, is it 3, 4, and 5 or something? I forget how many house movies were after 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are the ones I know. They're out on DVD and Blu-ray. Are they out on Blu-ray? It might be out of Blu-ray. I know they're out on DVD here in the States, and I have 2 different versions of each one on VHS, and then you can find them here in the States. But House 2, 3, and if there is a 4 and 5 or more after that, those I don't know if they're ever released here in the States. I don't think they ever were. So I would love to have that box set. It's a really cool box set. There's also all kinds of other season sets out there. You guys got a lot of cartoons and stuff that we never got here on DVD. So there's all sorts of things like that. The shows I maybe grew up watching that's just for whatever reason have never been released here but have been released overseas. So there are definitely some UK items that I'm definitely on the hunt for. I have them listed on go to cinemasickness.com and click on wish list. They're all in there. So there are definitely some European items, but the first one that came to my mind was that house set. I've been eyeing that up for some time, but there are some other really cool sets out there that I definitely want to get my hands on. So plenty of European sets. It's just I don't know if I'll ever get them. It's kind of like maybe sometimes I stumble across them online for cheap and or something like that, and then I'll get them, or every now and then I'll Listia or something maybe either from the UK or somebody, maybe a collector, for somebody who just for some reason has this UK release or something might have it, and I'll buy that. But I don't come across them too often, but I try to pick them up when I come across them for a good price. All right, then we have this comes from Courtney Bugby. I like that. Is that really your last name? Is your really last name Bugby? B-U-G-B-E? Because that's an amazing last name, if that's actually your last name. I love it. What are your three most favorite live action Disney movies? All right, guys. Fair warning. When you're asking me questions, don't ask me my top favorite movies because I have no idea. I'm a big fan of the Herbie movies. I like them a lot. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean series. I mean, there's so many good live action Disney movies, classic ones and like more modern ones. There's so many out there. I don't even know where to start. Pete, I was gonna say Pete Stragman. That's only like half. Well, the original, not the new one coming out. It's only half. I guess it's half animated in a way since Elliot's animated. That's a great movie. There's so many good ones. I don't know. Off the top of my head, the first thing that came to me was like the Herbie trilogy and the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy. I mean, there's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I'm just looking at Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That whole series is so good. I'm trying to look through my movies right now, trying to find like my Disney stuff. There's so many good ones, guys. So those are some of the ones that definitely come off. The Rocketeer, just like, man, so many awesome ones. I don't know what my top ones are, but those are some of the ones I really really like. All right, let's see. We'll answer two more here. So we got two more from Hank V. Greetings, Dave. My question would be, which movie have you watched the most? So not your favorite movie, although they might. So not your favorite movie, although they might be the same. Also, why did you watch it so often? Okay, so not what's my favorite movie, but which movie have I seen the most? Wow, I don't know. Probably, I'm gonna have to say it's probably definitely something. It's probably somewhere between like a Christmas Story and Home Alone. I've seen those so many times because I watch them every year, and of course I watched them a lot as a kid. But then there's like horror movies. Like, I mean, I've seen Halloween like so many times and Friday the 13th so many times. So probably movies like that. But I guess if I really had to think about it, probably the horror ones I haven't seen as much because when I was a kid, I had seen Friday the 13th and I'd seen Halloween when I was a kid, but I didn't watch them like all the time. I only saw them here and there. Whereas Home Alone and see, not even A Christmas Story. Maybe, you know what? I'm probably gonna say Home Alone because I watch that every single year for Christmas because it's, in my opinion, the greatest Christmas movie ever made is Home Alone. I love that film, and of course, I watched it a lot as a kid. I've seen that movie so many times. When I was a kid, I watched that movie all the time. So I would have to say, probably there's if I mean I don't know for a fact, but chances are Home Alone is probably the movie I've seen the most since I've been watching it since like 2001 every Christmas, and then I watched it a whole boatload when I was a kid as well. So that's probably the movie I've seen the most if I had to think about it. And like I said, it's my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Even better in my opinion than A Christmas Story. It's, like I said, it's a very for the longest time I said, oh, they're equal, but I don't know. I think just for me, Home Alone is a slight notch above. The way I always say is Home Alone is a movie you watch to start your Christmas season, and then A Christmas Story is a movie you watch like on Christmas to end your Christmas season. All right, one more from Hank V, and the subject is already not looking good. Hi, Dave. Another question for you. What is your top favorite Disney movies of all time? Of course, and why? Thanks, Hank Vink. Again, I have no idea. My favorite animated movie from Disney, I usually say is Aladdin, and it probably is. I mean, as far as the Disney like masterpiece collection movies, I'd have to say definitely Aladdin. I really like things like Aladdin, Little Mermaid, basically the movies I grew up with. So Aladdin, Little Mermaid, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast. Is that it? I think those are the ones I really grew up with. After once, I mean, Mulan's so good though, but when Mulan came out and like Hunchback and Hercules, when that stuff came out, I was getting older and had gotten out of Disney. Of course, that was ridiculous, and I love Disney, but I gotten out of Disney. So those are kind of the movies like I grew up with and I love. But I did grow up with the classics as well. My grandmother had the entire like VHS collection, which is one of the reasons why I went back and collected them all again. So I certainly grew up watching quite often Alice in Wonderland. I'd say even as a kid, out of all the classic Disney movies when I was a kid, Alice in Wonderland was the one I just loved watching, couldn't get enough of. So those are my favorites. But you just asked Disney, didn't even ask animated. So there's so many live action movies I could throw in there, and just there's so much. I mean, there's Disney documentaries. Waking Sleeping Beauty is one of the best documentaries I've ever seen in my entire life. It's so good, really, because they don't water things down, which I think is great of Disney to like say, okay, put this movie out, because it's a movie that really says Disney was in a horrible, horrible state. It really paints a horrible light on the company. Just the fact that their animation studio almost like went completely kaput. They almost got rid of it. It just sheds this really bad light on Disney. I mean, you think Disney, the greatest company ever, but no, they definitely had their bad times. Not everything was always hunky dory, and again, the animation studio was closed, and they really treated their animators really badly, which isn't the first time they've done that. Walt did that at one point too, which is, if you haven't seen any documentaries on Walt, definitely check that out. Yeah, he wasn't always, again, Walt Disney, great guy, right? And he wasn't always the nicest guy. He did some pretty messed up things. But so there's so many good things. Everything from live action to animated to documentaries. Disney just puts out so so many good things. And I think we'll end there. Let's see what the next question is. Just look quickly. All right, let's just do this really quick. This comes from John Hickney. How many movies do you own? Can you do a video on how to post to Listia? Can you give me a shout out? Thanks. Well, yes, there you go. John Hickey, or maybe it's Hickey. Hickey. John Hickey. There's your shout out. I don't know. You didn't leave like a YouTube channel or anything like that, so I don't know what you want me to shout out, but I will shout your name out. There you go. How many movies do I own? I have no idea. I stopped counting a very, very long time ago. Back when I was over in the condo, for those who've been following me for a really long time, when I first started doing these videos, I was in the condo. That's when I stopped counting, when I was over there, because I was coming up on, I think I was coming up on like 10,000 movies at the time, and I was just like, I don't know. I stopped counting, what counts as a title. It's like, I'm not sure. I am here. I will tell you guys something. I'm actually in the process right now of cataloging all my DVDs. When I moved from the condo over to the house, I already said this to you guys before, but for those who don't know, I cataloged all my movies because I wanted to, I re-cataloged them all. I already had it cataloged, but I wanted to do them a different way. But I have so many DVDs, I never got around to doing that. But as I brought my Blu-rays over, I cataloged them. As I brought my Laserdiscs over, I cataloged them. So as I was bringing everything over, I was cataloging it, except for my DVDs because I had so many. And I'm only now just getting around to finally cataloging all of them. I'd say 75% of what I own is cataloged. That 25% isn't, though. So I got to go through everything and find out what I've cataloged and what I haven't. So I'm working my way through that. I'm going through H right now, so I got a ways to go. But once that is done, I'm actually going to submit my collection to the Guinness Book of World Records. From what I could see on their website, there is no the biggest like movie collection. I at least, I mean, if you guys can find that on there, let me know. But I looked on there, I didn't see anything about that. So I'm going to submit my collection to Guinness, but I got to know how many movies I own, and so I am going to have to count them eventually. So once I get around to finally cataloging everything, I may actually have a number for you guys, or at least what I think the number is, according to what I consider title and whatnot. That varies to some people. Some people are like, well, this is, of course a movie's a title, but then you got like, okay, well, is this a short? Is this a title? Okay, is this box set, do I count all these seasons as a title, or is it just one set? A lot of stuff like that. Everybody has different opinions on. So I will eventually have to count these and submit to Guinness Book of World Records. So I will be doing that, but it might not be for like another year. God knows how long it's going to take me to catalog all this. Can you do a video on how to post a Listia? Actually, I don't need to do a video. If you go to Listia.com, they have a video there that'll walk you through it. I mean, I don't know how to. It's super easy. I'm not sure what's wrong, like what you don't understand. I'm not sure. I do it from my phone because it's easy because I take pictures. I just have the app, and you go to List, and it's all right there. There's like a couple little blocks that have for photos. You click on one of the blocks. It lets you take a picture. You take the picture. You want to post, another picture? Click on the next block and take a picture, and it's there. There's a title. You write the title down. You decide what it is. If it's a movie, click on movies, and you go to DVD. If it is a DVD, or if it's Blu-ray, VHS, whatever. Then you write a description. And then you choose, where you want to ship to, and if you want to charge for shipping or if you want free shipping, and then you choose like how many days, and that's it. It's really easy. I'd recommend using the app. If you're having trouble with it, maybe online. I don't really know. I don't use it online. Maybe online's different, but I'd recommend using your app because you can just take pictures of everything you want to take pictures of. You don't have to like have the pictures on your computer or anything already. So in my opinion, you download the Listia app if you want to post a Listia. It's in my opinion like a million times easier and probably the best way to go. It's all right there for you. Just again, click on the list and you're good to go. So all right, guys, we're gonna end it there. as far as questions go. But as you can see, this is why I wanted you guys questions. So again, if you have questions for me, again, try to keep them cinema related. Maybe try to keep them not so many. What are your top whatever favorite? I mean, if you want to say what's my favorite, horror movie or something like that, I can answer that. But if you want to say what are your top 10 horror movies, I'm not really gonna have an answer for you guys. So try to keep them away from the top favorites because I don't know. But yeah, so send me any questions you have to questions. That's questions with an S. Questions at cinemasickness.com, and I will answer them occasionally because again, I'm probably gonna have many more days like this coming up. Who knows, maybe tomorrow will be another day like this. I don't know, we'll see. So send those questions again to questions at cinemasickness.com, and I will answer them. If you want me to give you a shout out, I would totally do that. If you want me to shout out your YouTube page or something like that, just make sure you say, like PS, shout this out and I'll do it. I don't care. I'm cool like that. So yeah, so ask those questions. So all right guys, that's that. Now I'm gonna go watch a movie. All right, so what movie is on the agenda for tonight? Are You Here? Definitely a movie I'm very excited about. Just recently picked this one up for only $1 at Dollar Tree. Some of you guys said it wasn't that good, or at least you heard it wasn't that good. I don't care. Look at that cast. I want to check this one out.
That seems to you like someone on drugs? And at 100% humidity and 89 degrees, Little Hilo, Hawaii is both the hottest and wettest spot in the nation. I guess that makes it the #1 destination for teenage boys. Eh, Victoria?
I guess so, Steve.
All right, Are You Here? This is definitely a movie I was very excited to check out, simply because of the cast alone. But I had heard maybe it wasn't like the greatest movie ever. Some people didn't like this movie. I also find it amusing, by the way, that Amy Fowler's on the front here, since her character is a major character. Like, if she was on the front, I would get it. But there's actually another female character in this movie who is a much more dominant character, and I kind of feel bad they didn't put her in the front. But then again, she's not nearly as... nobody really would have saw this and said, "Oh, that girl." They would know Amy, but not the other girl. I don't even know her name. So I guess I understand. They wanted to put the big stars in the front, but I do find that kind of amusing. So this is I can see why some people maybe didn't like this movie. I would say it's one of those movies that's just kind of a story. Like, it's not necessarily like super thought provoking or really necessarily goes anywhere. It's just an interesting story, and I'm okay with that. I don't need a movie that necessarily really makes me think or has some big message or something like that, which, I mean, maybe the movie kind of, it doesn't have really a big message. It's just sort of like, here's a really cool story. I sort of like that. I don't mind that. And I kind of feel that's what this is. I think maybe people were expecting more from it, and definitely since, it has a decent cast. Zach Galifianakis, him and Owen Wilson are like really good friends, but Zach is, his character is kind of, definitely out there and crazy, and he's the brother of Amy, her character, and I'm just going to call them by their actual real names because I'm not going to remember their names from the movie. So they're brother and sister. And their father dies, and Amy thinks, she's going to inherit all this stuff. She gets nothing. It all goes to Zach. He inherits, like, the house and the fortune and all that stuff. He inherits everything. And, of course, Amy is a jerk, and she's trying to, like, sue him and get the money and say that he's incompetent and whatnot, which he kind of is, because Zach's character is definitely, he's got some issues and whatnot, and he should probably be on some drugs and stuff like that to help out with that, but he doesn't want to take the drugs. He's totally against that, but they would help him out. And of course, Owen Wilson, he's a bit of a womanizer, and he's kind of got his issues himself, but at least he's pretty decent friends with Zach. He kind of puts up with the fact that he's, crazy. He's kind of cool with that. So, the whole story is pretty messed up, with Amy trying to get at her brother, and then Zach, he's just kind of like, he's getting really stressed out, doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to handle all this money and all this pressure that's now on him, and what's going on with his sister. Owen has a thing now where he's falling for Zach Galifianakis' stepmother, who was the other female character in this movie who has a much bigger role than Amy. He's falling for her, which is kind of weird because she's like his age. Zach's now dead father had married a much younger woman. So he's falling for her. Now there's like this love interest thing going on there, but it's kind of weird. When I say what this movie is about, I think really what I took from it anyway, it's kind of about sort of having to just come to terms with your issues, because everybody in this movie kind of has their problems. They all have these issues that aren't helping themselves. They're actually hurting themselves with their issues. Amy's kind of just, crazy and a bit of a bitch. Zach, has his mental issues, and he really needs to take some medicine and stuff to help him with that, so he doesn't, because he's getting to the point where he's hurting people and hearing things and stuff. Owen, again, he's a womanizer, and he's not really the nicest person. He's always just kind of coming and going, but now he's actually falling for somebody and might want to actually like start a relationship with somebody. So it's all kind of about people, in my opinion, people trying to kind of overcome their issues and the sort of the ways they're set in, and realize that, this maybe isn't the healthiest lifestyle for me. This lifestyle might seem like it's working and I might be happy with this lifestyle, but in the end, it's actually kind of hurting me. Maybe I should change things up and maybe change my ways and try something different to better myself. That's kind of the way I took of it. This is a bit of a long movie too. Does it have a time on here? It's 114 minutes. I wasn't expecting that. This movie did last a little bit longer than I had anticipated, but definitely, in my opinion, a good watch. It's not going to be for everybody. I don't think everybody's going to love this movie. Like I said, in my opinion, it was just kind of a story. It's an interesting story. Even though, like I said, you kind of take from it, maybe, at least what I took from it was, again, maybe people trying to better themselves. It's not like really shoved in your face, so it's kind of like you really got to be paying attention to go, okay, I guess that's what they're trying to get at. But in the end, it's just kind of an interesting story, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was decent. I would actually say check this one out. I picked it up for $1 at Dollar Tree. So if you come across this, grab it. Check it out. And with that, guys, I'm going to leave you there because I got to get back to bed so I can wake up tomorrow and just do this whole routine all over again. Yay! But before I go, I do want to say, guys, again, leave me some questions at questions, that's question with an S, questions at cinemasickness.com. Again, keep them cinema related, and I will answer them on days like today where I don't really have anything to show you guys and I haven't done any hunting or got anything in the mail. So leave those questions. I would definitely appreciate it. I might not get to them right away, but I will get to them eventually. And again, if you want me to shout out your YouTube page or your website or something like that, whatever you want me to shout out, your Listia, your Instagram, whatever, leave that in the email, and I will be more than happy to give you a shout out. That's fine by me. So please do that. I would definitely appreciate it. And again, it'll really help out in days like today, and I will get to your questions in time. So, all right, guys. So like I always say, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Also, if you want to see a brand new video from me every single day, then click on that subscribe button. And if you want to grab yourself a Cinema Sickness t-shirt, one of many designs you could choose from, then head over to cinemasickness.spreadshirt.com where you can get yourself one of these. And finally, if you would like to support new content, just show your thanks and appreciation for these videos and keep videos like this coming your way, then head over to patreon.com/cinemasickness where you can just donate a single dollar, however much you want. It all goes straight back into these videos and is very much appreciated and really does help out and gains you early access to most of my videos. So you got that going for you guys. So, all right, thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.